Let's move on to the Niners here. A ton of offseason change and a laughable of compensatory picks. 11 picks in this draft for them because they lost so many players in free agency. How are we starting to replace them? Let's go, Mike. Why don't you kick us off? If I'm John Lynch, who are you recommending?
Oh man, I'm recommending the entire house here. I mean, they completely gutted that defense. I'm looking at the depth chart right now, and it's Gross Matos, Kevin Givens, Jordan Elliott on the defensive line. I don't even know if I named you the guys from Chainsmokers or if I named you the 49ers defensive line. That's how bad it is. With that being said, the secondary is a little bit of a disaster too. I think a lot of what their strategy is going to be is they're probably another candidate to move down and pick up even more picks. I
Sure.
can't see them moving up unless it's to really go after someone if they're in striking distance.
They certainly have the draft capital to do so.
And there's a couple options here. I went with I'm torn between Will Johnson and Kenneth Grant. Given the amount of holes on all over this defense, I think I'm leaning towards Will Johnson. As Eli said, he was probably one of the, if not the best defensive prospect left right now. They really need to lock down cornerback, especially in a division where you're going to be playing against Cooper Cup, JSN, Puka Nakua,
Mm-hmm.
guys like that, Marvin Harrison Jr. You got to have a premier cornerback, and that's Will Johnson.
Eli, you in agreement?
I like the idea of adding a cornerback here to the team. Like Mike said, we could address any position on our defense, and it would help our team.
For sure.
I'm going to put out Walter Nolan back on the table for us here at pick 11. You look at Sam Darnold joining the division and Kyler. We have quarterbacks who do not deal with interior pressure well. Sam Darnold, in particular, collapses right under pressure. We also look at our conference as a whole, or our division, excuse me. We have Jaden and Jalen Hurts. We have a lot of mobile quarterbacks, and so an athletic piece on the interior to have some run and chase for us, I think makes a lot of sense and pairs well with Nick on the outside. So I'll throw out Walter as a pick for us here at 11.
Adam, are you throwing another name to the ring, or are you putting your weight behind one of these?
I'm going similar to Eli. I'm not going D tackle, but I will. We didn't take Michael Williams, right? Like he's still available. Yep. Yeah, I'm taking him and just letting him and Joey Bosa. He'll develop as a pass rusher more, but it's not Joey Bosa. Sorry, he and Nick Bosa just collapsing that pocket from the outside, and there should be some ways to scheme up a little better. Fortitude in the middle of that defense.
Yep, I am 100% in agreement with you, Adam, on this. Michael Williams is my guy here in this pick. I completely agree with Will Johnson on the outside. Like we all said, the amount of turnover after the disappointing year that the Niners had, and then the amount of roster turnover that existed in this year, we could go 1,000 different positions. But fortunately, we have 11 picks in this draft to start and do something with it. I need something up at the top that is set it, forget it, and ideally impactful. And I think Michael Williams gets that job done on that front. I would have loved if Kelvin Banks could have fallen one more spot, especially knowing that that offensive
Richardson.
line.
No, not Richardson. Trent Williams.
Trent Williams. Thank you. That's
Very
what
different
I was going to say. The offensive line is a little bit older, and Trent Williams is got to be pushing 40 at this point. I'm looking. I would have loved an offensive lineman to have fallen. I don't think there's another offensive lineman that I absolutely need with Kelvin Banks Jr. off the board at this spot. Give me Michael Williams and let him start eating along the outside.